passionate person I know when it comes to making a living. And on that note, please peruse my passionately promising pick of pieces.
Alright, sounds good. And we have a shit ton of weapons that have come in. So it seems like we can upgrade the Seraphic Wing. Although we don't really have one at the moment. Although we can buy one. I'll buy one and upgrade it to the next level. I don't know what level that would be because it has Greek letters. I believe it's. I'm like 99% sure that's Greek letters, numbers, something like that. I might be wrong. Somebody might correct me. But like I said, I'm like 99% sure that's Greek. But you know what? Can't really complain. It's a stronger weapon. Although I probably won't use it at the moment. Only because I like having the ATB gauge rate up. It's more useful to me. And plus, Vampiric Strike is pretty much useless until we're more powerful anyway.
Only persons on official academy business are permitted beyond this point.
Oh, look. It's Gog again. He's back. Oh, he hit us with the Protector. Alright, so it seems as though at least this time we have a medic with us. So we don't necessarily have to do the whole, going to in the Sentinel over and over again. Although that would probably help. I think Sentinel cuts down, like a basic Sentinel cuts down damage by like 50%. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's true. And actually, at this moment, we don't necessarily have to. We don't necessarily have to do a lot of damage to him at the moment. We can actually heal up. Mainly because I wanted the cat to take away Deprotector. That way I didn't really have to worry about taking a lot of damage. Although Ruinga is... I was going to say that's probably a bad idea to get hit by that. Use this only because I think it'll do a little bit of damage. It's not going to do a lot. But if you didn't notice, the when you use a monster's Feral Link, it kind of... I guess the way to put it would be it pretty much slows down what happens to it. It stops the monster from dying. I think it's at the moment it stops their chain gauge and all that kind of stuff. So it's very useful. Although it could be much better. Even though there are monsters that have much better stuff like that. I don't think the cat Sith, or whatever it is. Like I said, I've said it before too. This game has a lot of monsters that have hard names to remember or pronounce. So don't hate me if I say something wrong. And actually, I'm going to do this. And I think I'm going to make a quick run of Tritodisaster. Actually, no, I'm going to go back to Consolidation. And then we're going to do this. We need to get rid of that Casualty Bear. We need to do that fast. Too much longer until actually take me out, which would be very bad. Alright, so use that. And I think the synchronized shit, it maxes out at. Oh, there we go. That was close. That was a close call. If Noel hadn't ended it at the moment that he did, I think everybody would have died. I took a chance though, and it seems like it worked out. It's the first time we see Hope pretty much all grown up.
When monsters like these are cornered, they cause a space-time vortex to appear. An electromagnetic shock usually shuts them down. It's been a while, Sarah.
Is that you?
And it never even showed in the original 13 game that Hope was a genius, but it seems as though he's made something out of himself in this game.
Best, I'm at your service. And you must be Noel.
Nice guess. Who told you?
You appeared here with Sarah some years ago at the Brescia ruins. Subsequently, we analyzed the gate and forecast your reappearance at this location. To be honest, I didn't really believe that time travel was possible. But here you are. I'm really glad you're safe. For me, it's as if time has stopped. Everyone I knew is gone.
From your point of view, it's been years since you last saw Sarah.
Not just Sarah. Snow as well. And Saz and his boy. You all disappeared from my life. It's been 10 years now.
I never thought.
When the paradox occurred some years ago, I thought if I could solve it, maybe you would all come back.
Director, there you are. What were you thinking? Taking off and leaving me all on my own. It was a shock seeing Hope grown older than me, but he was still the same Hope I knew. Lightning, Hope listened to my story without saying a word. I told him about how I'm the only one who remembers your smile on the plane of Grand Pulse. I told him about how Snow set out to try and save you and Vanille and Fang. And I told him about Noel. Noel from the future.
There's something I want to show you both. We can continue our conversation as we walk.
I'll show the way.
Shall we?
Now, for the people that don't know, Hope was actually considered to be one of the more annoying characters in Final Fantasy XIII, along with Vanille. And you might ask, who was the most annoying character to me? I never really cared about who was annoying. No, neither one of them really bothered me. I had Vanille in my party all the time. I never really used Hope, only because his stats are extremely low until post game. And in post game, his health in that game almost triples when you max him out. So it goes from like 7,000 to almost 8,000 in post game. Although he is claimed to have the strongest magic, it's really not worth it to, at least in my opinion, it's really not worth it to use him. Although it seems as his AI is built a little bit different than anybody else that uses the same roles as him. Alright, so let's see if we can't get up in here.
Watch your step in there. Thank you.
Isn't the Academy a research institute? Why do you need so many soldiers?
So, what?
Without the sea around, we have to be able to protect ourselves.
Alright.
That means guns.
Hope, why are you moving so slow?
Spawn a hostile creature
Come on, man.
until we can resolve the paradox.
Alright, there you go. Now you're running.
to repel threats. These
Much better.
controls are essential for our safety.
Ooh, there's a treasure chest. Yeah, I think the Paja Ruins is the place where we fight that retarded strong monster. I'll look up it. I'll look it up when I get done with this session.
Much time has passed.
After meeting with me again, Hope seems lost in memories. What should we talk about? Okay.
Hope, do you still think my sister is trapped inside that
Talk about
crystal?
lightning,
I
only
always have,
because...
and it wasn't just me.
Oh,
Saz had
finish that in just a second.
Really? Saz too?
Yes. He couldn't believe that lightning would just up and leave Sarah like that. After all, she was the one who said we shouldn't face things alone, that we should stick together.
Now, the reason why I said lightning is because lightning was the one that pretty much turned Hope from being a little bitch in 13 to being somebody that could stand up for himself. Hope, at the beginning of 13, his mother died trying to protect him. So Hope kind of went into a downfall because he didn't really like his father. His father left his mother. His mother died. Although we do run into his father later in the game, it's kind of implied that his father is killed because he was harboring Lassie fugitives. But he didn't really get along with his father until after we had escaped. He kind of understood his dad a little bit after that, like a couple of hours in one night. But like I was saying, lightning kind of turned him from this little bitch that was technically would be considered by most people to be a crybaby into somebody that could stand up for himself in most occasions.
You know,
Although he was still relatively weak
last time we met.
in the game.
I'm glad to see you're doing well, Sarah.
After meeting with, do we just like talk about everything?
So Hope, have you heard anything from Snow?
Nothing, I'm sorry to say. Not a single word. Not since he left on his mission.
No sign of him for 10 whole years? Sounds like we're not the only ones traveling through time.
You might be right. Considering Snow's uncanny ability to find trouble, he's almost certainly aware of these temporal aberrations.
Now, Snow, on the other hand, just like you said, is known for finding himself in trouble. He always runs in head first, doing what he can. Also known for teaching Hope a little bit about standing up for himself, as well as Lightning. He actually, Hope had blamed Snow for the death of his mother throughout the half of the first 13 game. But it wasn't until Snow actually saved Hope from being killed that Hope realized that Snow wasn't so bad.
I wonder how Saz and little Dodge are doing.
We've been out of touch. Saz took Dodge to live on Grand Pulse, and he was flying airships the last I heard. Then suddenly they both disappeared. I searched everywhere but never found them.
Look at us, all gone our separate ways.
Yes, and I can't tell you how much it means to have you here now. Saz and Snow may have set off on different paths, but I've started to think that, in the end, we're all headed towards the same goal.
Alright, so there's really nothing I have to say about Saz, other than the fact that
10 years already.
he lost his son, so that was pretty much his son was taken away on the purge because his son was turned into a Lassie, mainly because of Fang and Vanille. They kind of ran into him while they were going to take out a Fal'Cie, and the Fal'Cie, in wake of terror, turned Dodge into a Lassie. So I think it was the Psycom took him and pretty much used him to find all the Fal'Cie or other Lassie, in which started the purge in 13. And surprisingly, Sai's
This
actually,
is some kind of ancient city, right?
he found out about Vanilla and Fang.
It was the
He
center
wouldn't
of
kill
the
Vanille, and he faked his own death so they could actually get into
Arceus?
the headquarters
You're
of
telling me there used to be enough of them to
the
build this
government.
entire town?
According to our research, we believe they constituted an entire nation, a polity that was ruled by a Cirrus.
Can you see me now? Standing here in this place?
Oh, I believe Hope just mentioned was something in reference to Noel's culture.
Right?
Yes,
The series,
read the fates, see the future, and guide her country.
You.
yeah. So, the series would be Yule. She not only could see the future, but she saw her own demise as well. But it could not be stopped, which again is why Caius is trying to change the future. So much in this game, we'll run into him countless times where he's with Yule and he's trying to save her.
Here,
Thanks.
you've traveled through time. I suppose it's not surprising you know about these things. The power to rule was passed down from one Cirrus to the next. She was always called Yule.
If they could read time, why did they
She was
die
always
out?
called Yule, and she
Surely they
always
see
looked the
danger
same.
coming and do something to avoid it.
No, they were destroyed because they could see the future.
Why?
The Cirrus Yule foresaw the future destruction of this city. Some citizens wanted to try to avert the disaster. Others felt that they should simply abandon their homes and run. A few fell into despair and took their own lives. The divided populace clashed. The nation was torn apart by civil war.
Being able to see the future is awfully dangerous. It can mess with people's heads.
Tell me about it. The nation fell apart, and the survivors fled into the wildlands, avoiding contact with others.
Huh. So you know the story.
Oh! Come on, Director Hope! I want to show them. It's okay to show them, isn't it?
This way. Here. This is what lies at the heart of our paradox. The Oracle Drive. We've been giving it careful study.
But how did you...
Wait. You know of these devices?
Oh, well, yeah, I've heard of them. In books and stuff.
The Oracle Drive appears to be some kind of recording apparatus from ancient times. We've excavated a number of the devices. However, the recordings depict things that cannot be possible. Perhaps you should see for yourselves.
This is how it works.
The device was excavated from an ancient part of the ruins. We used carbon dating methods to determine age. The device and the recording stored within are several centuries old.
But it shows lightning.
Someone in the past recorded this vision of the future. Perhaps it was the Cirrus Yule herself. What we're concerned about, however,